Welcome back, everyone. I'm Robbie.
I'm Jye.
I'm Liam.
And this is Mitch, our latest addition to the crew. And today we are starting off with our look through the Jaws franchise as we lead into The Meg, which will be out very shortly. We're going through all 4 films, starting off with the classic, Steven Spielberg's masterpiece. Here we go.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws.
Jaws was directed by Steven Spielberg and it stars Roy Scheider, Richard Dreyfuss, and Robert Shaw, along with Lorraine Gary and Murray Hamilton. And, I mean, do I really need to say the plot for this movie? Everyone knows the plot. A huge killer shark comes to terrorize the waters of Amity Island, and the 3 shark hunters have to team up to take it down. And a lot more stuff happens as well. But that's the general gist.
Not a lot more.
Well, there's a lot more stuff going on.
I'm just staring you.
Don't start.
No, it's more thematically.
Yeah.
But whilst the plot is a bit, it's just very standard. It's the characters and the way that things happen that make this film just so good.
Yeah.
I love
Alright,
this film.
so let's go. Starting with Mitch. What do you think of Jaws?
I enjoy it. It's a good classic. It's very suspenseful. I don't know, it's just one of those movies that you always remember after you've seen it. I guess because we grew up with it when we were little kids. I guess because it's been out for so long.
Yeah.
But our parents loved it, so usually it kind of goes down to us. There's nothing bad I can say about it. The sequels, on the other hand.
Oh, we'll be getting to those. Yeah, I love it. This is one of my favourite films of all time. I think it's so expertly made, wonderfully crafted. The writing is tight, the direction is quite amazing when you consider everything that went on behind the scenes. And it just, the end product is just such a suspenseful, enthralling film, and I love it. Absolutely adore it.
Sure.
Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to be the a-hole of this discussion. Look, there's no denying that this is an incredibly well-made film. Spielberg has done an excellent job, and especially for such a newcomer to directing, this is technically excellent. I don't know. There's just not enough. Just for me, maybe because I don't have a huge nostalgic attachment to it. It's just not one of my favourite Spielberg movies. It's still good. I still enjoy it. It's, groundbreaking for its time. Just for me, I don't know. I think you guys disagree with me, I'm sure, but I think it's pretty dated. I think it's quite dated, effects wise, that kind of thing. But you got to. I mean, it's made in 1975, so it gets a pass, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I know I'm the odd one out. So, and your thoughts on Jaws? I've never heard them before.
No, you haven't actually, have you? I echo everything that Liam said. I think it's a flawless masterpiece, timeless classic. Spielberg's, along with Jurassic Park, I think there is 2 greatest achievements, and I adore it to no end. It is amazing. I watch it on a regular basis, and it never ever loses any of its impact or its quality. And it is tied with Jurassic Park as my all-time favorite film, and they are the 2, as we said in our Jurassic Park review, they're the 2 that made me want to get into filmmaking, and yeah, it's amazing. So, Why do you love it so much, Liam? Apart from what you already said, like more in...
Well, this was one of the first films. Like, if I'm gonna put aside all the technical stuff, which is just fantastic, and just the actual filmmaking and everything, I think I do have a bit of a personal connection to this film and a bit of a bias because it's one of my very early memories of being scared by a film.
Me too.
Genuinely, I don't find it scary anymore. I find it suspenseful. But that's just because I know what happens.
I mean, when you've seen a movie 200 times, it kind of happens.
Exactly. But no, I remember Dad showing me this one, and I was terrified that he was gonna like touch my shoulders when something scary was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's sort of ever since I watched it, it just I don't know. I sort of just grew attached to it, and I have watched it like consecutively. I think once every year.
Mm.
Maybe not last year, which is a crime, but you know,
Jail
I love yeah, clearly that's the only punishment. I really enjoy it. It's got a lot of heart, a lot of character, and it's just one of my favorites.
I think that's the one
sure.
key ingredient that pretty much every other shark film since has been missing is the characters.
Oh, I Deep Blue Sea. I liked that movie.
I like Deep Blue Sea. It's fun.
Yeah, the
But-
parrot's the best. Yeah.
Which one?
Parrot.
Oh yeah.
Supposed to have a bit of animal in the movie.
That's what we needed in a shark movie.
Jaws is instantly 1 star now. No parrot.
No parrot. No deal, thanks.
But, okay. Yeah, no, but the characters in this are fantastic. Brady, Hooper, and Quint, like the 3 shark hunters, are so well written, and they're also unique and different, and so wonderfully realised by the 3 actors. They're so iconic in each their own way.
Yeah. Matt Hooper is my favourite
Matt Hooper's my
character.
favourite too. Yeah.
My favourite film character of all time, just in general.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely.
Wow.
He's tied with me with Malcolm. Malcolm and Hooper are my 2 favourites.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a
Makes
bias
sense.
to Malcolm because it's Jeff Goldblum, but Hooper's amazing.
How could you not enjoy Jeff Goldblum?
Exactly. Yeah.
What if he was in this film?
Oh, I mean, easy win.
What if he was the shark?
Imagine.
Right.
Jaws Goldblum.
Oh
be
no.
very-
Giving the shark a bit of sex appeal.
Yeah, I think so.
He comes up adjusting his glasses.
Okay, so John Williams' score. Can't not talk about Jaws and not talk about John Williams'
Iconic.
score. Yeah.
Iconic. The score is something that has not diminished at all.
Mm.
This is still one of you're the score expert. Like everything I say, I feel like you're just thinking, yeah, I could have said that. But yeah, this is one of the things that has not diminished at all from this film. The score is so iconic and so recognisable and so.
And it's not just the Jaws theme anymore. It's just the theme for all sharks now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's been parodied
Yeah.
so often. Every time this movie is parodied, you can expect to hear that damn
Yeah.
theme.
And-
That damn theme.
yeah. In comedies like Chip by the Dozen, when the dog's underneath the table and you don't see it, there's the Jaws scene that comes on, and the opening of Airplane, you get the tail end of the plane, you get the Jaws scene coming on.
Plenty of Simpsons jokes as well.
It's everywhere.
He makes an appearance in Swinging Safari.
It does. It's the best bit of Swinging Safari.
Your favourite film of the year, if I recall.
Second favourite,
both
The Wrinkle in Time.
Both of our favourites.
Of course. Of course.
Okay, but yeah, it's genius, like how 2 notes become so recognisable, and how's 2 notes scary? But somehow it is.
I liken this theme to the score from Psycho. That just very simple, straightforward score that everybody knows now. It's just synonymous with thrills and terror and the sense of impending doom. And that's exactly what the Jaws theme does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like you said before, Liam, it's got so much more to it, like themes-wise. Like there's so many complex character drama issues going on. You've got obviously the 3 main dealing with their own individual problems, but then even just the side characters each have their own dilemmas. Like the mayor, for a side character, for like a typically cartoony side villain character, he's actually really well developed. I think what makes this one so this film so good compared to every other shark film was, like I said, the character drama, but the shark is not the focus of the film. The focus is the three actors, the three characters. The shark is just motivation for the story to move on. But if you take away the three characters, like, half of the film's impact is gone.
You get the sequels, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, to put it bluntly.
That's the thing. This film has a lot of heart, and it comes down to the characters and how well they're written, and the fact that you want to see them succeed.
Yeah.
You don't want this shark to kill anyone on the island. You know, Amity feels like a character in of itself.
Oh yeah.
Very well realized place, I feel. Terrifying place to live in. I wouldn't want to live there after this happened, but you know. That's
I feel like even the decade it's set in feels like a character in the film. Like, Jaws is so iconically 70s. The look and feel of it. I don't want a remake, but if they ever to remake it, I would not want a modern day looking Amity. I'd want it to still be set in 1975. Because if you remove that, it's no longer Jaws for me, I reckon.
Yeah.
You need the...
I don't think it would work
the
with
70s
modern day
hairstyles.
context.
No, it
boats and everything like that.
It need to still be set in the 70s.
Yeah, everything's very different.
Take away the feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, the film was a product of its time. And I think that's... I don't know, like, I maybe... I don't want to say that's... I don't want to keep saying that it's dated, even though I
know
think
what
it's
you
slightly
mean.
dated.
When you rewatch it, it has that
Yeah.
like, older feel where it just... When you look past the nostalgia, it kind of... Like the sharp... Like the everything going on kind of feels...
Yeah.
Like it should be better.
It's still a... Like I said before, it's still, you know, technically great, and it's competently made and directed and all that. I don't know. I just don't resonate with it as much as you guys.
To me, I think that the only aspect that, you know, I would consider dated would just be the shark.
Yeah.
To me, that's the only thing that I find to sort of like as not aged well.
But then the fact the shark's barely in the film doesn't even really factor in for me, really.
And like you guys said, if it was updated or if it was like set now, it wouldn't work. So like it has to be in that time period.
Everything feels very timeless, even though it's set in a specific time.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
But even like if you made that movie in the 90s and you had a kind of crappy CGI shark, it would be bad.
Yeah.
It would be very.
The fact that it was made when it was made is what makes it work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you made it in any other decade, it just wouldn't have the same feel.
It was just a perfect number of things that lined up for this film to work. Because, like you said, a lot of things went wrong behind. Like, anything that could go wrong with this film went wrong. And for it to still come out as the film it is, and to be pretty much widely acclaimed as one of the greatest films ever made, like on any kind of film list you go on, when it's like, Jaws is always up there.
It's a very typical pick.
Yeah. For it to still resonate like that today, that's pretty incredible, considering this is Spielberg's second theatrical film ever. Like, if that's not the greatest debut of all time, I don't know what is.
Shaun of the Dead.
No. And have to mention my favourite monologue of all time in this film, Quint's Indianapolis speech, it's just as riveting as the rest of the film.
There's lots of great moments in this film. The opening is phenomenal.
Yes, gotta talk about the opening.
One of the best openings to a film, I think. I think it's one of the strongest openings. It made a huge impact.
I didn't go skinny dipping for years.
I still don't go in the water up to... I don't go in the water till now. I've never been back in the water up to, like, above my waist. I can't do it.
Yeah, I just want to point out I've had to kind of look at this for the past...
Yes.
just subtly off to the side there, just all I've seen is the face.
Pain.
Yeah, actually, that opening, I think it was like 10 goes into watching it that I actually watched the scene properly for the first time.
Oh, wow.
I always watched through my fingers or close my eyes, block my ears. I could not handle that scene for the first few times. Traumatized me.
And this was last week.
Yes, it was. It was.
But even then, you've got other great moments like when they're talking inside the ship and it's night, and then you've got
The comparing the scars.
Yeah, and then the ending as well is just so phenomenal. It's so
Quint's intro
gets your heart racing.
Yeah,
man.
Quint's got the amazing intro. You all know me, and like scraping his head. So good. that whole speech, he was talking about the shark and talking to the man and everything, that was so good. The 4th of July, the kid in the scene, the poor kid.
So it's... Yeah, I found that to be shockingly bold for a film of that
To have
time.
a 10-year-old kid just get slaughtered. And he probably gets the bloodiest death in the entire film.
It's brutal. You see, what was it, the floaty thing that he was on?
The raft.
Yeah, and it's just, it's blood. Just that's all that's left, it's blood.
But even when the attack's going, like, you see him above water, it's like this blood guys that's going. And I'm like, ew. Wow.
Yeah, very, very cool though.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, definitely. And then even where there isn't actually an attack, but there's still suspense, like the 2 old guys on the pier, on the jetty. That was fantastic,
no, for sure.
And that's the thing, like, the way Spielberg uses inanimate objects to signal the shark is still there. Like, he always finds something to show where the shark's moving. Like in that case, it's the barrels at the end.
At the end, yeah.
In that case, it's the tire that's caught on the rope that's got the bait. You see that moving through the water. So well done.
What about you guys? What do you think of some
You've been
standout?
very silent. Some more.
Well, I mean, I can't.
I think Joe's got nothing left to say.
I can't disagree with anything you're saying because you're right. It's just I think purely the thing with me is the film just doesn't resonate with me as much as it does you guys.
That's fine.
Can I just ask on
yeah.
camera with everyone around the world watching? Where does this rank in your Spielberg list?
Yeah, it's pretty low. And I think that says more to the testament of Spielberg as a director because everything. So this is still not a bad film, and it's quite low. Like it's in the bottom 5 for me of Spielberg films.
Wow.
And I've seen nearly all of them, and everything else I think is better than this. So like I think that says either
including Hook.
I love Hook. I love Hook. Unashamedly, Hook's one of his best films. It is. It's top 5 for me.
Okay.
So,
I like Hook. I don't rank it that high.
See, we got Hook and Jaws completely switched.
Yeah, I know we do.
Yeah, like I said, so I don't know. Spielberg's just a great director. This is just one of his lesser films for me.
Okay.
Interesting. Mitch?
Yeah, I just like it because it is one of those movies that, because I grew up with it, my mum always loved. Everything 70s, 80s. I just grew up with everything from that era. So I always loved the movie. It has a lot of nostalgia for me. Overall, how the movie plays out, just always, I don't know, it's iconic. There wasn't another movie, I know growing up, there was never a movie that had that kind of genre filled until, like, you obviously had like Deep Blue Sea and everything come through the late 90s and everything. But before then, like when you think of shark, and still to this day, you think shark,
I think Jaws.
There's nothing else that was that. I do slightly agree with Jye in the fact that there's a lot of Steve-O's, as we like to call them in Australia. Steve-O's movies.
Steve-O Spielberg.
As we all refer to him.
Yeah.
Steve-O's movies that are probably a bit, like I think I do probably like Hook more, but that's, I think, because it's probably more enjoyable to me in terms of what happens. Yeah, no, it's really good. I couldn't say anything bad about the movie. A lot of people say that it's slow, but
yeah, I don't get that.
I don't get it either.
I think it's slow, but intentionally.
Well,
At least
yeah.
the first half of it.
You need it to be you need it to be drawn out because
Yeah.
it builds a
Yeah.
suspense every time something happens through the movie.
There's a difference between slow and dragged out, and
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people get confused.
Yeah.
And people these days don't have attention spans to be able to
Oh,
watch
exactly.
it. So.
It's the same. Aliens got the exact same
Yeah.
problem. The first one, everyone's like, "Oh, the first hour's boring." I'm like, it's not boring. It's setting up.
No. Then in saying that, I like Aliens more than Alien.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
2 kinds of people in the world.
There is. There's Alien and Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the second one.
I for the first one.
What are you?
You for the third
Find
one,
out.
don't you?
Find out.
Alright, so I personally could keep talking on and about this movie. Let's jump into star ratings. Mitch, run the first.
I would probably 4.5.
1.5.
It's an easy 5 stars for me. I think it's a masterpiece. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Jack?
Look, you know what? Let's go 3.5. Like it's.
Wow, you've gone down.
No, I gone up. It was 3.
Weren't you 4?
No.
Ah,
This
that's
is
where you were 4.
I'm going 3.5. No, because my lowest rated Spielberg I think is 2.5. So I put it up. Put it up. 3.5.
No, speak your heart. If it's a 3, it's a 3.
Yeah, 3.5.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going 3.5 too.
Favorite film of all time. 3. 3.5.
Yeah. No, I mean obviously it's an easy 5 for me. It's a like Liam said, it's a masterpiece. It's a classic. It's incredible. It's got some of the best one-liners in any film. One of the best improvised one-liners of any film. The Going in the Bigger Boat, and yeah, it's incredible. I feel like just go watching it right now.
I can't, he's trying to run! Oh! Cut quick! I can't hold it! Hurry! Break it up! Hurry! Everybody out of order!
None of man's fantasies of evil can compare with the reality of Jaws. Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss, Jaws. See it before you go swimming.
Okay, so those are our thoughts on Jaws, on Spielberg's classic. A few differing opinions, but we generally agree it's all a great film, I think.
Yeah.
Most of us.
Fun for the whole family, especially babies.
Oh, they're gonna love it.
Keep an eye out as we continue and we dive into Jaws 2 next, before really getting into the lower end of the franchise. And then, of course, keep an eye out for when we review The Meg in a few weeks' time. But until then, we'll see you at the movies.
Well, when you were saying, I'm like, fuck, we haven't told Mitch yet.
Yeah.
And then I thought, no, we'll leave it because it'll be funny.